Hey everybody, it's Dale.
Hi everyone, this is Eric.
And welcome to the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you can find at OptimusPrimecast.com.
This week, episode number 14.
Double Dinobot.
Written by Roby Gorin.
And directed by John Poser.
This week, Megatron uses a non-transforming clone of Dinobot to try to shut down the Sentinel shut down Sentinel, that's like shutting down the Google. While Terrorsaur traps the real Dinobot in a cave.
Yeah. We got some Dinobot on Dinobot action going.
This was a fun episode. Just fun. Not serious. Just fun. Have a good time and roll with it.
Yes, Dale.
Sometimes roll out with it, but mostly just roll with it.
You know, almost 3 weeks in a almost 3 weeks in a row, man. I don't know if I could just rage quit.
Yeah, I know. It almost feels like you're watching a sitcom for one night at Dale's house.
It's like, Eric's gonna rage quit this week again.
This show is look. This episode is not lying to you.
No.
This episode starts with a Frankenstein scene.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
almost
this show
ripped directly out of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster.
Yep, with Kenneth Branagh's amazing shoulders being played by Megatron. That dude worked out. But look, the episode was not screwing around. It opens up with a joke. You know, it opened up with a joke. It said, "This is what we're doing today. We're gonna have a good time. Okay, now take out your toys. Now look, your aunt and your aunt and uncle and your parents both bought you a Dinobot figure for Christmas, and this gives you a reason to have both of them. And they're identical because one of your Dinobots is now a clone."
So it's another reason to sell a broken toy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey boys, I don't know what happened with this last production. Your Dinobots that you've been rolling off of your assembly line here, they just don't transform. I don't know if you just epoxied them wrong, and now they're just stuck together, but they don't transform.
Mean tricks your big brother played on you in the 90s, that worked out.
I know, we'll write an episode about one who just can't transform.
So we start out with Megatron having the the underpants gnomes from South Park. They had that plot, you know, phase 1, steal underpants, phase 2. Phase 3, profit. Yes. So, and in this case, it is kind of that situation.
It kind of is. Like, he has a half-baked scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he cloned Dinobot from DNA that was, I guess, left over from the last time that he was over.
Whatever, man. Dinobot be leaving DNA all over the place. He's getting wounded. He's getting pieces of his back blown off.
Yeah.
You figure that Megatron should probably, instead of just cloning Dinobot and doing this spy versus spy game, he should probably clone all the Maximals that he's wounded and make them turn them into Predicons, and then have twice as many on his side of the Beast Wars.
Yeah, I mean, even if they can't transform into bot form, they could still fight in Maximals.
And they're smart. His Dinobot is smart. His Dinobot is intelligent. His Dinobot speaks.
Yeah.
His Dinobot complains when things aren't easy. You know, his Dinobot kisses up.
You know what? BDB, you're right. BDB follows protocol. BDB does, do what Dinobot do.
Yeah. BDB?
BDB, bad Dinobot.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we have...
I don't know what your shorthand is when you're taking notes.
No, it's not. No, it's BDB.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
I was like, to say the other Dinobot, the clone, the Dino, the other, the real, the other, so it's not, no.
My notes are all, like, full of swears. And it's all curse words, and my shorthand for Dinobot is D-Bot.
D-Bot.
Yeah, I have D-Bot, T-Sor, and T-Tron are two instead of Terrorsaur.
I go DB.
Tigatron.
DB for Dinobot, RT for Rat Trap.
I still
RX for prescription medication.
Mm-hmm. I'll still write. I will write Bumblebee when Shedor is doing things.
All right, so let's get back to the latest rendition of Megatron's plan.
Okay, so he has a Dinobot clone, and Dinobot clone is he's a butt kisser. He calls Megatron the mighty Megatron. Yeah. And we get a lingering shot of Megatron breaking the fourth wall, looking at the camera with his big old grin on his face.
Because he's so pleased with those asses.
I think that Megatron secretly hearts Dinobot.
He just wants to talk.
Yeah.
He just wants to talk with Dinobot. You know, there's nothing really going on there, but...
Oh, well. Well, phase 1.
So phase 1 was to clone him and then get him off over to the Maximal base, and where he's going to, like, turn off the Sentinel and basically just take over the base.
Yeah, leave the base open for Megatron to walk in and have total control.
Yeah, and that way they don't have to deal with the Maximals, they don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So... the plan moves forward, and of course, in Megatron's, omnipotent and ever-flowing wisdom, the linchpin in this plan
is Terrorsaur.
It's Terrorsaur.
Mm-hmm. Now, the only thing that I have written, to start off this scene, is Terrorsaur's toy sucked. Man, it was the worst toy out of the whole starting line of the Beast Wars toys, dude. Like, Terrorsaur's toy, and Terrorsaur is a cool figure. Well, the model in the show is neat.
Yeah,
like his terrorized robot mode is cool. The wings aren't there. He's got these like spiky shoulder pads. He's got like kind of wings folded into his elbows. Yeah, he's got wings folded into his elbows, but he's sharp looking. He looks like dangerous and pointy.
That's probably why he was a crap toy, man.
The toy
you can't have this toy on the market. The kids are gonna poke their eyes out. We don't want to be sued.
Dude, the toy on the market's worse for pointy factor because it's just the triangle wings and they just flip upside down and now you have a robot.
Oh.
It's seriously lame. It's like the worst toy ever, but I still need one. Because if they did a $100 Terrorsaur redo that ended up looking like he looks in the show, oh man, that would be awesome. But he's so pooey. But anyway, Terrorsaur in the show. But I like Terrorsaur in the show. I really, really enjoy the character. I think he's cool.
Yeah, I enjoy the character Terrorsaur as well. There's lots of great things to enjoy about him, except for the fact if you ever need to depend upon something, you never put it in the hands of Terrorsaur.
No, you don't, because Terrorsaur sucks as bad as this toy does.
Yeah. He does everything kind of halfway. He doesn't follow through with anything, and he just basically lies. And he wants to take over. Like he I don't know. In any case,
yeah, he's constantly trying to Starscream.
Yeah, he's trying so hard.
He's trying so hard to Starscream,
but he doesn't get the role of Starscream. I don't think.
Always fails.
Yeah,
but we have.
We're still looking for the Starscream role.
We're still looking for him. I think that we're pretty much stuck with Terrorsaur for at least the time.
At this point.
At this point, that's all we have.
It'll do.
Mm-hmm. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
But his role is basically to get the real Dinobot, out of the way, dispose of him.
Yeah.
Kill him. And we come across like that's like, okay, that's what Megatron says. We cut to Dinobot like
who's on patrol,
bored as heck,
out of his brain.
He's like, man, this is ridiculous. I got nothing to do.
Where is a Predicon when you need one?
Where's a Predicon when you need one? It's even Dinobot's being a jerk to Predicons.
Yeah.
And then
he's coming around.
I guess he's coming around. He's switching sides little by little.
Mm-hmm. Becoming more dependable.
Yeah, so then Terrorsaur attacks him, but doesn't really attack him like full on out.
He shoots around him, but he does get him in gets the ground in front of his face and shoots him into blows him back a little. Blows him back into some rocks. Gets him in the back. That was all right.
Yeah, Dinobot then transforms, and then goes and starts attacking with his laser eyes.
Oh yeah, he transforms, does a laser eyes thing, and
after just absolutely horrible aim. Up until this point, he's had the most impeccable aim, spot on. It's like his back shot out, and he's crawling on the ground, very limited movement, and he could pick these people off with his laser eyes. He wasn't
picking them off. He wasn't. They all ran out of the way when he was doing the laser eyes when he got his back shot out. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't think that it's as easy to look at something and have it blow up as we're all led to believe. I can't tell you how often I've thought, man, if I had laser eyes, I'd blow them. But maybe you're not looking the way that I don't know. Maybe he's a little cross-eyed. It's just dangerous to be around him.
It's astigmatism.
Yeah.
He got it from his father's side.
He left his bifocals on the dark side. I had to pantomime that whole thing because I couldn't think of the word bifocal.
The eye lenses.
Those things that
the eye windows.
Ben Franklin invented them. One word, three syllables. Sounds like Dinobot. So Dinobot's aim sucks for some reason because he can't look at Terrorsaur, and lasers are slow. And Terrorsaur terrorizes and flies away.
Yeah. Well, basically, what we've come to find is that Terrorsaur doesn't really. Well, I mean, Terrorsaur's lazy. He doesn't want to fight him and try to kill him. He just wants him out of the way, so he wants him to chase him.
Mm-hmm. I won't kill you. The mountain will kill you.
Yeah, so he brings Dinobot into this cave, basically.
Did you? I figured you were going to miss this. I think you were writing down the spot, and I was like, oh no, I hope Eric didn't see that. Because Dinobot, when he Terrorsaur terrorizes and flies away, Dinobot goes back. Terrorsaur goes back into beast mode and flies away, and Dinobot goes back into beast mode, and straight up, like right out of another Looney Tunes cartoon, rears back and winds up to start running.
Yeah, I
was
totally,
like, oh man, I
totally missed that.
I hope Eric missed that because I'm pretty sure he's not in the mood for a laugh.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
Yeah,
when that was happening, I totally was writing down Dinobot missing slowest turn ever.
Yeah. Terrorsaur was really kind of being lazy with his evasive flying.
Yeah,
that's one thing that
it's like I know some. It's straight out of Star Wars. I know me some maneuvers, and then they cut to the Millennium Falcon lazily drifting to the left. Wow, that's really impressive, Han.
Oh yeah.
12 parsecs, you said?
Yeah.
Less than 12? Yeah. That's amazing.
Uh-huh. So I'm glad you missed that. Because you would have sighed over the next bunch of dialogue. Oh, come on! When's this gonna stop being a sitcom? It's almost not gonna be a sitcom, I promise. But all right, so Terrorsaur leads him into this cave, and Dinobot has been shooting in there already.
Yeah, and
so it's all foggy, it's all dusty, a bunch of dirt kicked up in the air, and Terrorsaur's nowhere to be seen. And Dinobot's saying, "Come on out, Terrorsaur, old buddy, old pal, old chum of mine,
comrade.
I just want to talk." Must be a giant lizard thing. I just want to talk. And Terrorsaur says that, the only thing that I have to say to you is goodbye.
Yeah. He pops up.
Mm-hmm.
Dinobot tries to take a couple shots at him. And then Terrorsaur goes and zooms out through, I guess,
the
roof. Chimney.
Yeah, the chimney. It's like, I don't know, it's like a fake volcano.
Yeah, a dead volcano maybe, and there's like a small tube that goes up through the top of it.
Yeah, it's like an L-shaped tube. There's a side door and a roof. And then Terrorsaur unleashes a barrage that collapses.
Yep,
cave.
And closes the cave in him. And Dinobot, I guess, was very close to getting hit by the rubble and everything.
He's buried.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not to the extent where he would have been if he stayed in the same spot.
Oh, okay.
He retreats back towards the center. There's a cave in, and then he gets buried in rubble to the extent where I guess he could lift these smaller rocks off of his chest.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, you know what? There's a history with these bots and these rocks.
Yeah.
There's something going
Bots
on.
versus Rocks, Part 3.
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
That's 3 episodes.
So Terrorsaur then goes and radios Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
This is okay.
You ain't gotta see him no more.
Yeah, I took care of the problem.
Predicons
Go
are
ahead
lazy.
And start phase 2.
Yeah, nobody's gonna kill anybody right now. It's like, why doesn't anybody just finish the job?
Yeah.
Nobody's finishing anything, and I got really mad about it later on in the episode.
Nobody's finishing anything, and it's all these harebrained schemes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on. Seriously?
Dang.
I feel... There are times where I feel like Scott from the Austin Powers series.
Oh, the son?
Yeah, the
Scott Evil?
Scott Evil. Yeah. Where he's like, no, Dad, I'll shoot her right now in the head. Let me go get my gun. And he's like, whoa. What's wrong with you? No, we got to put him in this doorway here, close the door, leave them with this one guard, and just assume that it's gonna happen. Like, well, we don't watch it. We don't know. It's like, no, come on. Come on, guys. Get your game together.
Just do something.
Do something. I mean, do something that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. You don't send Terrorsaur to do that type of stuff.
No, you don't send Terrorsaur.
You know what? Send the spiders to do that crap.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Tarantula said, you know what? Yeah, send Tarantulas in with a ball gag so he can't talk. As long as nobody's talking, just go and do the thing. Don't say anything, and it would be a really short and dark war. The adult version, like the grown-up version of the Beast Wars, is like 3 lines of dialogue, some dark face paint on the Maximals and the Predicons, and an incredibly bloody, gory war. It could have been, but isn't. Maybe the comic books did it. I don't know. I might have to find out someday.
I will not. So Megatron goes ahead and sends out DVD.
Yep.
DVD gets over to gets to the Axalon.
Yep, and just walks in. Because, I guess enough of him, he's not giving off a maximal signature, but he's recognizable enough to fool the not fully operational Sentinel, like whatever it is.
It's not fully activated.
Yeah, not fully activated. It's not set to...
It's on passive sensors, I guess.
Yeah, it's not set to destroy.
Yeah, so it's able to detect, even later, it's able to detect that he is Dinobot, but... Mm-hmm. In any case, he just walks in, and then he makes this big scene in front of Primal, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh, the Predicons. They're in. I wrote it down the second time. They're in Grid Omega.
Yeah,
they're in Grid Omega. And they're getting ready to mount a full frontal assault.
And then he's pointing. He's like, "Where?" And he pulls up a mat, and Dinobot taps on the screen, and then he's like, "Wait a second, Rat Trap, check it out!" And Rat Trap just pops up out of nowhere. He pops up out of nowhere, and then he just looks at the map, and he's like, "Yep, nope, it's clear.
Nothing there."
It's like,
I know. Shut up, Red.
And Pushy Dinobot is pushy.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm telling you, they're over there. You've got to go right now.
You gotta believe me."
Optimus Primal's not having it. He's just saying, you know what? I already told you. You and Rat Trap, go check it out. Figure out what their position is, and then report back.
Yeah, Cheetor and Rhinox are out there as well. We'll have them swing back around because they're in their area and see, if they can meet up with
they can't do anything to the ship anyway because
Sentinel's on.
Sentinel can handle it.
Yeah, and then Dinobot's like, "No, you need to do it," and he's like, "No, we're not getting into any battle that we don't have to get started in.
This was an order.
Yeah, go on, do it." In the meantime, we have this breakneck animation of Dinobot. His shoulders are clipping through his neck and all this other stuff that was just really? Come on, guys.
I think that when there's extended shots, when there's too much lingering on the and relying on the beast mode, you're gonna get more of that. It's grosser. Because they can't do the smooth skin. In robot mode, it's easier to animate because it's all these separate parts. But if you gotta you can't. They couldn't get the folds of the neck and skin working right. We had the same problem with Rhinox. Maybe they were working on the next 3 episodes, which are amazing. They sent all of their. They had interns do these.
Yeah, this definitely seems like the farmed out stuff.
It was not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, not super quality in the animation. The direction wasn't too bad. We didn't have any of the shaky cam.
No.
We didn't have any terrible quick cuts.
No.
In fact, the Frankenstein scene was hilariously good.
Okay. I'll give you that.
I enjoyed it.
So Dinobot and Rat Trap, they skedaddle. They go out to check out Sector Omega.
Mm-hmm. They were Grid Omega.
They found nothing.
They find nothing. Rat Trap tries to maximizes.
Well, he's like, "Well, where are these people?" And he's like,
should be over that ridge.
And he's like, "Okay, let's maximize." Rat Trap maximize. So he transforms, and he's like, "So I'm waiting." And then Dinobot, DBD, is like, Optimus Prime said check out their location, not engage them. Even though I said that we should engage them. We're not going to engage them because that's what Prime says.
We have orders.
I'm going to listen to Prime.
Hey, man. Evil Dinobot, what is it? BDB?
BDB.
Yep. Bad Dinobot's lies are so good, he is dinobolical. I bought his story. I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. So Dinobot doesn't...
You buy a lot of things still.
Rat Trap goes back to beast mode, and then they're going to sneak over the ridge. Where there's the one log.
the one log to get
bridge.
across the weird lava chasm?
Lava pit, yeah. It's a strange primitive planet with lava rivers. So we have this lava river that goes to a lava waterfall. And
a lava fall.
a lava fall. Oh, yeah.
It's not a lava waterfall.
You're right. Science. So Dinobot sends Rat Trap across. He's like, "You go first.
You lead the way."
You lead the way. Followed by the weakest kicks ever. I thought it was going to take him forever. I didn't think that Rat Trap was going to fall at all.
Well, Rat Trap starts going along. Okay, buddy, and he starts crossing and everything, and then he here you have BDB winding up, announcing what he's going to be doing, and then kicks the log, and it moves a
little
2 inches.
Yeah.
And then Rat Trap's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "What does it look like I'm doing?" And it's like, kick, 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 kick. It's like, no, seriously, in the period of time that it took Dinobot to actually, Bad Dinobot to go ahead and kick this thing over, Rat Trap could have either made it across.
He could have made it across. He could have come back.
He could have come back.
Yep. He could have maximized and shot him. He could have done a lot of things.
He could have gotten off the log, helped Dinobot move said log,
and then got back onto the log.
Back onto the log, and then still have enough time to transform, jump off, and shoot him. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So anyway.
So he doesn't.
He doesn't do any of that.
So he does absolutely none of that. And Rat Trap falls into the lake of fire.
End episode.
That ended the Beast Wars. All hail Dinobot. So, but Rat Trap falls, and we see him fading off into the distance.
And then he gets stuck. He's still on the log.
Yeah,
the log gets stuck.
Yeah, the log gets stuck. Luckily, it lands.
ledges.
It's stuck on 2 more ledges. But Dinobot doesn't know this, does he?
No,
he doesn't. He radios back to Megatron.
In typical Predicon form, he's like, "Oh, that's good enough."
Yep, good enough.
That must have happened. The way that I thought that thing may have happened.
I'm starting to think that the Predicons were union labor, union or government labor. That pothole's fixed.
Yeah. But Dale, you just shoved a bunch of cardboard in it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it works.
It's filled.
It's fixed.
They didn't say anything about filling it with what.
So Dinobot calls up Megatron and says, "All done, beautiful, wonderful, powerful, excellent Megatron. I'm going to go to Maximal Base now."
Yeah, so he does. He starts heading back.
But we find out immediately that Rat Trap does survive the fall.
Yeah, Rat Trap does survive the fall.
Falls down between two other ledges.
Yeah, the log gets trapped. And all of a sudden he's like, "Wow, okay." And then all of a sudden it's like, "What's that smell?"
Yeah, and instead of running off of the log...
running off the log and seeking shelter.
I would have been off of that log so quick. The second that thing wasn't moving, I wouldn't stand there and monologue as long as Rat Trap did.
Well, I wouldn't stand there enough to monologue and then allow the flashpoint of the log to reach... Mm-hmm. Because it's over the lava at this point, and it catches on fire because it's so hot. Mm-hmm. And then it starts burning, and then he's like, "Oh no!"
I was so glad. I was ridiculously glad for you that it wasn't his tail that got caught on fire. Because it could have been his tail that got caught on fire, that he just would have run off screen.
Oh, God.
End of peril. But instead they went the action route with it. They burnt the platform that he was standing on.
Which he fell.
So he falls again and actually ends up in the lava, but surfing on rocks.
He lands on a rock.
And we know from previous experience that he is an expert surfer.
He is an expert surfer.
Robots can surf, man. In the Ultimate Doom from Generation 1, It's an epic three-parter, probably the darkest, one of the darkest points in the G1 franchise.
There was a surf contest.
No, just there was they're bringing Cybertron into Earth's orbit, which messes up the tidal forces of the planet, and the Autobots do have to surf. Optimus Prime can surf, and so can, I think, Ratchet and maybe Ironhide. But they straight up surf. They do some surfing in that episode. So robot surfing is not unheard of. Just saying. And Rat Trap is carrying on a long tradition.
Well, you know what? No, it wasn't really surfing. It was just kind of floating along on a rock that should have sank, with about 3 tons worth of steel robot that is on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know how heavy Rat Trap is. His height kind of varies. About as widely as Dinobot's tail length varies when it is in spinny helicopter mode.
Okay. Well, in any case, he is floating along on this rock, dipping and dodging through, I guess, other rocks that are sticking up through this lava. Mm-hmm. Manages to, I guess, almost go over a giant lava fall. Mm-hmm. And transforms, was able to grab onto a ledge, pulls himself up. Mm-hmm.
And that's why he had to transform. You were wondering why he had to transform to be more nimble. He had to transform to have opposable thumbs. Rats can climb too. Rats can climb too.
Yeah, rats can climb too. And you know what? He has, in rat form, he has given thumbs up.
Okay. I'm gonna roll out on this one.
Damn right you are. Because the next shot is Rat Trap butt.
Oh man, Rat Trap's butt is so toned. I've noticed this so many times. It's literally 2 ball bearings. 2 perfectly spherical ball bearings.
It's comical. It's like, it's
Buns
like
of
someone
steel.
drawing. Yes, they are. Or chrome-plated steel, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
He must have a booty of chrome steel.
Maybe that's why.
You can see your reflection in Rat Trap's butt.
Maybe that's why Rhinox really likes Rat Trap, is because he likes the booty.
Yeah, man. Oh, he can't get enough of that ass.
They're comically round. Absolutely comically round.
It's ridiculous, and it's been bugging me for a while. And it's like Rat Trap's butt, Scorponok's eyebrows, and I don't know what else. The spinny sword, Dinobot's spinny tail thing going on. There are elements of ridiculous in the show, but whatever, roll out. But I did flip over my new generation's Rat Trap to make sure he didn't have a great butt.
Did he have a great butt?
No, he did not.
Oh,
he did not. He just has a couple of ball joints because that stuff has to fold back up into his undercarriage.
Oh God. So yeah, there's like 4 different flashes of Rat Trap's butt. Mm-hmm. He finds a rock. He's like, okay, I'm getting out of here. Pulls open a compartment on his arm for a charge. Sticks it underneath the rock, and he like holds onto the rock and rides it out. Like, the explosion blows the rock up, and he's holding onto the rock, basically, like just shooting himself up.
He lethal weapons himself out of the situation?
Yes, he does.
All right.
It's stupid. I call foul.
He wins.
Yes.
Whatever. Rat Trap gets to do those kind of things because he thinks of it as exercise.
Yeah. So while that's happening, Dinobot then goes and crawls.
Evil Dinobot.
Yeah.
Evil Dinobot.
Yeah. BDB.
Yeah. I'd be so mad
if it wasn't recording at that point. So at that point, BDB crawls back into the Axalon and is like,
"Oh, woe is me! Oh, we were ambushed. I was right. You were right. They were using a cloaking device, and we couldn't see them on the scanners, and they got the drop on us, and they got Rat Trap. What are we gonna do? You have to go get him."
I can't do anything. He's like, all right, well, you know what? Get yourself into this thing.
No, he's like, let me get you into the rejuve tank. Yeah, let me get you into the tank first.
And he's like, no, I could manage. Go on, quick, before it's too late. He's like, okay, I will leave you alone with the new Sentinel program open, and just be sure to activate it when you come out of.
No, he was turning it on.
Turning it on.
I'll turn on Sentinel. You go get yourself fixed up, and then when you get out,
go ahead and turn it off.
Yeah, do something else.
Yes.
You're in charge. Here's the keys to the car. Don't go for a ride.
And then he leaves.
So he leaves, and Dinobot is evil. Dinobot is evil. He's dinobolical.
BDB is B.
So he's finally tricked Prime to give him the keys to the castle. He's all alone. We haven't seen Rhinox and Cheetor at all.
No, we briefly hear them on the radio.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Like, say, where is he? I don't know. We haven't seen Rat Trap. We haven't done anything. And then he goes out to kind of meet up with him.
Okay, so they're going to go find Rat Trap. They're going to go save Rat Trap from invisible Predacons.
Yeah. And then we have Dinobot making attempts on the security system.
Dinobot versus Sentinel, round 2. This isn't the first time that a Dinobot has come into... Yeah, the first time it didn't work out too well either. Actually, real Dinobot won. He stabs the Sentinel, and that causes Rat Trap's big adventure.
Yes.
But, so last time, it couldn't handle Dinobot, and then this time, now Dinobot is going to have a curly... A Three Stooges curly boxing match with
like
it.
A curly what?
This is the show was made in Canada, so not curling. Not curling.
No. Are you sure it's not, post-apocalyptic Vegas?
No, not post-apocalyptic Vegas.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right.
Hold it. No, hold it. Don't trick me. You can't trick me.
Sorry.
You wait. There are 2 words that I cannot wait to hear again, and when I hear those words, I will say, "That's what I've been waiting for!" And you'll be like, oh. And then I'll put on another cartoon to put it in the context, and then you'll be like, oh, man, those 2 words. So killer. But, for the time being... Evil Dinobot can't win the boxing match with Sentinel.
Yeah, he goes, okay, Sentinel, deactivate. And then he's like, okay, well, Sentinel's like, okay, enter in the code. So Evil Dinobot goes and tries to enter in the code. And
no, he's like, Megatron didn't say anything about a code.
There's no supposed to be any code.
Well, I could figure it out.
Yes.
And then he can't figure it out, and he gets electrical shocked.
Like, and they increase in intensity every attempt.
Yep.
So the first one was just a little shock to the hand.
Yep.
And then it grows to like a huge one, like to the face.
And then he's just laying on the floor,
just smashing his hand on the console, just laying on the ground.
In the meantime, real Dinobot is working his way out of the rubble.
Yeah.
We see his hand erupt out of the top of a mound with his spinny sword. So he's breaking out of this big pile of rocks, and he's making his way out. So we know that he's on his way home.
Yeah, and then we cut to the rest of the Maximals while they're running around. We have Primal meeting up with Cheetor, and Cheetor catches the scent of Rat Trap, and it leads right into the lava pits. Because Rat Trap died.
Yes. All hail Megatron. That's the end of the Beast Wars.
Yes.
So Rat Trap is fine, and this is the third great exchange of probably the fourth great exchange of fifth. No, Renegade exchanging of catchphrases. Up to this point, it's just been Megatron's yes.
Yes.
Because Terrorsaur gets to say it, and Rhinox gets to say it, Optimus Primal gets to say it, and now we have Rat Trap going on his tirade, telling everybody, "See, I told you, once a pred, always a pred." And Optimus, and then he says, "Well, where is Dinobot?" And Optimus Primal says, "Well, I left him in the base, all alone."
Left him in the base with Sentinel. Why would there be a problem with that?
And Rat Trap gets to say, "Well, that's just Prime."
Shut up, Rat Trap.
And I laughed and laughed, and my fiance left. So
I'm about to leave you too, Dad.
Whatever the next 90 minutes are going to be the best 90 minutes of your life. Oh man, I can't wait. We're getting there.
So we cut back after that. We cut back to real Dinobot coming up onto the Axalon and uses a voice command to turn off Sentinel.
Yeah, he just says, "Sentinel, deactivate."
Yeah, and it
stand down.
It starts powering down, and we have the BDB going and thinking that he deactivated the system because it shut down while he's like smashing buttons, mashing buttons.
Yeah.
And then he takes this moment to radio Megatron and say, "It worked! I did it! You're so proud of me! Yeah. I did such a good job!
We could start phase 3!
Profit!"
Excellent! Yes!
So Megatron says, "Oh, wonderful." And he's really happy. And he's going to start heading over.
Yeah, he starts heading over.
"I'll be there shortly."
Yeah, and then that's when Dinobot comes across BDB.
Yep, and we have the mirror gag.
We have the mirror gag. The gag that is as old as time itself. Mm-hmm. Anytime that there's any type of visual media, there has been a mirror gag. And if you're not familiar with the mirror gag, it's basically when two people who look identical or look close enough to be fooled start mimicking each other's movements.
Yep, they're moving and doing the same moves over and over again.
Where one is trying to figure out, like, what is this? This is kind of strange. And the other one's like, okay, I'm just pretending to be a mirror.
Mm-hmm. In this case, they're both trying to figure it out, and they both happen to be doing the same thing.
No, I think Bad Dinobot knows what's going on.
You think?
Yeah, well, I mean, he knows the plan.
Okay.
Like, regular Dinobot doesn't know that there's another Dinobot out there.
Yeah, this is true. Either way, there's a classic. One of them moves differently first, and it was real Dinobot in this case.
No.
Yeah, he turns around because they both look.
He turns around, and then
BDB looks over looks over Dinobot's shoulder, and Dinobot looks over his shoulder too, in the same direction. They're both looking down the hallway. Mm. And then BDB does the big
bite and snap.
The big bite snap move.
And then they start fighting. Mm-hmm. So, like, Dinobot maximizes.
Yep.
He's like, all right, and he starts, like, he's going after
Dinobot.
Ready.
He's ready. He's like, let's do this thing.
And like, BDB is just cowering, and he's like, no, gosh, no, putting his hands up.
He's like, hold it. And then Dinobot's like, why don't you transform?
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Fight me. Transform so I can defeat you with honor.
Mm-hmm. And then Bad Dinobot is saying, "Oh, I
can't transform.
I can't." And then they became best friends
for like a minute.
Yeah, for a moment. And then Dinobot says, "Well, fine."
And then he transforms back into freaking beast mode.
Mm-hmm. He goes to beast mode because he's going to fight with honor. But BDB doesn't share his sense of honor.
No, and just floors him.
Does he floor him? What is he? Is that when he throws a chair at him?
No, that wasn't that. He smacks him across the face with his tail first.
Oh, yeah.
And then when he has some distance with him, he starts throwing chairs at him.
Yep, they start having a furniture fight, and they start doing the same thing. So like one throws a chair, the other one throws a chair, and then they start like just having this battle. And at some point, I blinked and I lost track of which Dinobot was which.
Yeah, I was writing down some horrible things as well, and then all of a sudden, one of them lands on a chair, is slammed like face first into a console,
and then reaches up, grabs a lever, and then pulls down the periscope.
The periscope lands on top of the head and crushes it. At this point, I thought that was the good Dinobot that got brained.
I did too. I thought real Dinobot got brained. Especially, which was clinched, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Dinobot, you're cooler than that."
Yeah.
At which point, Dinobot, the victor Dinobot, says, "Megatron will be pleased, or Megatron will reward me for this."
Yeah, like I need to call Megatron, and he does. He calls Megatron, and
he goes out and meets him.
Yeah, he meets up with Megatron outside. Like everything gets shut down. Mm-hmm. He goes out there to meet up with Megatron. Megatron's like, yes. And he's like, well, where are the others? And Megatron's like, oh, I sent them ahead to go deal with the rest of the Maximals. So it's just Megatron.
Yeah, it's just Megatron on a solo mission to take over the Axalon.
Yeah.
Which
Megatron,
it's totally unmanned. It would have been a totally fine situation.
Yeah. So,
except for when Dinobot says, your conquest awaits you. Go on ahead and, take your prize. Megatron walks off screen, and Dinobot says, Sentinel, activate.
Yeah. So the field comes back up, shocks
Megatron, and then blasts Megatron somewhere, right?
Yeah, well, it blasts him back towards camera, because the camera's pretty far away, and he drags his face into the mud.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then it's a close-up of him, like in mud, poorly rendered mud.
Yeah, like Back to the Future when Biff gets poo in his face.
Manure!
Yeah.
I hate manure!
And,
no, duh, Biff. Manure is poo. Nobody likes poo.
And then Dinobot maximizes, right? No. Bad touch. Eric doesn't want to talk.
No, I don't want to talk about that. But yeah, so like Dinobot then maximizes. There's a brief fight. The rest of the Maximals show up.
Yeah, they show up in a print-worthy frame.
Yeah.
They're all posing.
And then Sentinel's activated and starts shooting at Megatron, and Megatron runs away.
Yeah. Megatron retreats after the Maximals show up, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just time to wind down the episode. Let's wind it down.
Everyone crawls back into the Axalon. Everything's back up and running. Rat Trap is still having a hard time believing that there were 2 Dinobots, and he's like, well, I mean, if there were 2 Dinobots, where's the other one now?
You heard Megatron admit to it.
Yeah.
And then Dinobot says, well, what does he say? He says something.
Well, he's like, well, unfortunately, Dinobot, the other Dinobot, is no more.
Oh, is no more?
Yeah, you as much of a handsome specimen as it was, he was delicious. And it turns out, like, he has this thing in his mouth.
Yeah, he picks his teeth and
a chunk of
evil Dinobot, of BDB.
Yeah, gets flung out and smacks
Primal in
the face.
And the last line of the show is just, "You're disgusting.
You're disgusting." But the funny thing is that when it goes out like that, and then you're looking at everyone else, like, out of nowhere, you have Cheetor just giving this stupid grin on his face and, like, gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah, he thinks it's great. Cheetor voted for Dinobot. So, but yeah, Dinobot auto-cannibalism, I'm not sure if I like that one.
I don't know either.
That's unsettling. That's a little dark.
I mean,
if I had to face off with my
Dino's gotta eat.
I suppose, but I don't know that I would cannibalize my own twin.
Really? What if you were delicious, Dale?
I might be.
What if you tasted like bacon?
You got a point there. I don't know. Yeah. Velociraptor has to taste like chicken.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll never know.
No, we won't.
Not until we actually get to clone a real Velociraptor.
Yeah.
But until that day, I've been Dale.
And I've been Eric.
And this has been the Transformers Beast Wars podcast.
Which you could find at OptimusPrimecast.com.
The next 3 episodes are going to be
Stay tuned
epic.
for next week.
Epic. I'm going to high five you for the next 3 episodes. Boom.